Christmas is my favorite time of the year, and to start celebrating the season, I send out Christmas cards for my family. So today, I want to share with you a little bit of this process behind the scenes, a time lapse of this illustration, talking you through the whole process, but also share with you kind of like the progression of how my art and my cards have improved throughout the year. And the reason I'm making this video today is because I'm actually taking on orders on my Etsy shop for illustration commissions like these holiday cards that I'm sharing with you today, but also just general illustrations. If you are interested in finding a unique gift to someone special this season, check out my Etsy shop and let me know if you have any questions. I would love to draw something special for you. Okay, before we go into the time lapse of this year's card, can we just go down memory lane and talk about my previous cards? Yes, please. Okay, let's start in 2018 when I was kind of just starting my illustration journey with Procreate, and this is the card that I created. I have floating heads, names, and just kind of printed through staples as a little card. Nothing special, nothing great, but you know, from this we can only get better. There was nothing traditionally Christmassy about it. There's a lot of white space and my hair is not really realistic. And then in 2019, we have a slight step up. I learned how to draw bodies so we don't have just floating heads. But again, this is still not super great. Like my cat is just kind of off my shoulder. My husband is holding my dog. I thought for some reason that I needed to make poses that were kind of realistic. I couldn't just like do whatever I wanted, despite this being like an illustration and not a picture. So now we have a little bit more Christmas with like a little details and a bowl to the side, and like happy holidays in red, and we have like traditionally Christmas colors. Now in 2020, I found out Shutterfly. I did not know about Shutterfly, and I was so happy with all the different ways that they could print it, and I was insanely happy with the results. So this is 2020. The art is not great, and I used like a template that they had, so you would just put in your picture here and then they would cut it. And honestly, like this cut, super fancy, and the quality of the paper is also much better because it's not shiny, it's matte. But the drawing itself, like I really improved on people and how to draw them, but the pets, I don't know if you can see them, but they're like very scary. So yeah, I loved how this one turned out, but the pets, I needed to work on it. And then 2021 was a massive improvement. Again, I printed this through Shutterfly and I loved the quality. Again, this one is using a template, so I just made the drawing and I plugged it within a little template that worked. But I absolutely love this one. We got tons of great feedback for it. People really loved it. And you know, it's so much better. Like we're all dressed up for Christmas. The poses are more natural. The pets are much cuter. And the whole thing is just like a very cute card. So now, before I show you the finished version of this year's Christmas card, let's go see how it was made. For this year's Christmas card, I had several different ideas on how to create this illustration. I always start my process by brainstorming some different options, and some of the ideas that I had were, one, to use kind of like a snow globe and my whole family would be inside of the snow globe. And the other one was to have like 4 different boxes that would be like presents and our portraits would be within the gifts. But then I experimented a little bit with a garland, and I loved the idea of having my husband and I kind of inside of the garland and the pets in the outside. So I ran with that. For Twiggy specifically, I did not want to make him, Twiggy is my cat, by the way. I did not want to make him just kind of sitting around, not doing anything. So to show a little bit more of his personality, I made him kind of stretch outside, which is something that he loves to do. But for my dog, since he's a beagle, he's always just happy to be around us. I thought that just making him sit near us with a smile on his face would be more than sufficient. And my husband and I will be inside of the garland, not fully facing head on because I think that's kind of a boring pose.
So I always try to tilt the faces. And that just creates a bit more of movement and makes the whole illustration more interesting. I had a whole mood board with different illustrations and different inspirations for this card. And initially I thought that I was gonna be more kind of inspired by the vintage cards, holiday cards that kind of use a little yellow, red, some greens, and like this light blue. But afterwards, I really liked the idea of having a night scene and exploring like the effects of snow. So I changed my color palette to have a higher contrast and use a night scene. As you can see, I do not trace any pictures. I actually don't even have my husband and I pose for any of these pictures. I just grab different photos from us, different pictures of pets as well, sitting down, and then I create a very stylized version of us and of our pets. I pay attention to grab some features that are very characteristic of each person or each animal to make sure that you can actually recognize them. But as you can obviously compare, the me in this card and the me in real life are total different people. And the reason I do this is because my style is to make cute cards. My intent is to make something very cute, something very illustrated, something very Disney inspired. And if I were to just make something very realistic, I might as well just take a picture. So I do prefer creating something new, something that makes everyone just look very cute, even if that resemblance is lost a little bit. I decided to add in little lights around the garland that just makes everything brighter, and it creates a beautiful effect that I really enjoyed.
So now, a week after I finished the illustration, I sent it out to be printed. I got the actual printed version, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. So this is this year's Christmas card. And what I loved the most about this card is because I actually designed the whole thing. So I'm not using templates for the first time. I did not print it through Shutterfly. I printed through Vistaprint, which I absolutely love. They're like, this is not sponsored at all, but the quality is amazing. It's always faster. It arrives faster to my house than they tell me that it's going to. And the prices are great as well. So this is how it looks. And again, I am taking illustration commissions if you want a card like this one. All the commissions that I'm doing this year are following the same template, the people inside of the garland with pets in the outside. So go to my Etsy shop. You can place your order today. I will reach out by email. I have a video right here that explains to you exactly how my custom illustration process goes. But I'm super happy for this one. I already have ideas for next one to go even more over the top. And I'm so excited, and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great holiday season. Bye.